Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Spurs Up Show, best Gamecocks podcast on the internet. Today is Friday, September the 3rd, 2021. Today's show, I lock in my official prediction as the Shane Beamer era gets underway tomorrow night at Williams-Brice Stadium as the Gamecocks take on the Eastern Illinois Panthers of the Ohio Valley Conference. Guys, I'll break down the game and lock in my official prediction for South Gunna's season opener for the 2021 football season. Guys, I got a packed show here on a Friday, and it's all brought to you by our friends over at Upstate Movers Group. Guys, Upstate Movers Group, superior moving service. They bring care and attention other companies can't offer because they're just too busy maintaining trucks and profiting off of them instead of focusing on service. Guys, service is what separates Upstate Movers Group from the competition. They're not a trucking company, they're a moving services company, and they're also employee-owned co-op. Their members are paid twice the industry average, and everyone on the crew is invested in your success. They have dedicated professional crew members, and they also offer black glove service. They offer end-to-end packing services, custom crating and packaging for special items, and cleaning services as well. They're founded by Greenville natives and University of South Carolina alumni, guys, so a Gamecock-owned small business. They also offer 20 years of project management moving experience, and they can offer logistics and solutions that traditional moving companies simply do not have the skills for. Guys, whether in the upstate or across the state of South Carolina, if you have any moving needs in 2021, be sure to check out our friends over at Upstate Movers Group. You can find them on social media at Upstate Movers Group, or of course, if you have any other questions, go to their website, upstatemoversgroup.com. That's upstatemoversgroup.com. Be sure to check them out and tell them Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. Let's get it. Then there was one. Folks, happy Friday, just one day away from another Carolina kickoff. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, happy Friday. Hope you're all doing well. I'm Chris Phillips, the Spurs Up Show. As always, appreciate you guys tuning in. We made it. We finally made it. Kickoff is practically here as the Gamecocks 2021 football season set to get underway tomorrow night at Williams-Brice Stadium as the Shane Beamer era officially kicks off in Columbia. Folks, thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope this show finds you well, no matter where you are, what you're doing, whether you're on the commute, you're in the office, you're on the job, you've got the day off. Maybe you're on the way to Columbia. Maybe you're already in Columbia. Maybe you're on the way down for game day. Maybe you're tuned in on Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, whatever it may be. Folks, again, thank you all so much for the continued love and support. You know, I want to start there and say just thank you all because we're getting to the point now, of course, sitting now just one day away from kick. I don't know if it's just me, and I think I may have mentioned this like a week or two ago, but for whatever reason, for me personally, when we get to kickoff, it's almost a surreal feeling because I feel like we spend so much time counting it down and so much time breaking it down and previewing and predicting. I feel like, at least me personally, I get in such a mode of the countdown mode and the preview mode and the preseason mode, if you will, that this entire week, and especially today here on this Friday, just today from kickoff, I sit here and I'm like, wow, it's actually happening. Like tomorrow, toe is going to meet leather at Williams-Brice Stadium after all the hundreds of days of counting down. And we've been counting down since the 100-day mark and all the hours among hours of preview shows and prediction content and breakdown content and everything we've been doing this preseason. It's finally going to happen. Kickoff is happening in Columbia, South Carolina, across college football tomorrow, Saturday, September the 4th. What a sweet feeling it is, folks. And again, on today's show, officially every single Friday, in case you didn't know, I will be locking in my prediction for the Gamecocks' upcoming game that weekend. And, of course, on today's show, we are officially locking in the prediction for Shane Beamer's season opener, his debut as South Carolina's head football coach, as the Gamecocks take on the Eastern Illinois Panthers tomorrow night under the lights in front of a packed Williams-Brice Stadium. Folks, before we get into that, really quickly, couple of quick reminders. If you're hearing me on Friday, if you're hearing me today, tonight at Halls, if you're in the city, folks, clear your schedule for this afternoon because I'm very excited. Cox by 90, and I will be at Halls off Main Street, across the street from the State House in downtown Columbia. We'll be out there at 5 o'clock doing a little meet and greet, 5 to 6, and then live show 6 to 7. As again, my good friend Cox by 9 and I, we will break down everything with the game tomorrow night at Williams-Brice Stadium. We'll talk Gamecocks football, of course, and dissect this thing and give our last-minute thoughts and predictions before South kind of kicks this thing off. Also, guys, of course, tomorrow, game day, the TSUS tailgate. You're going to want to be there. It's going to be a really good time. I feel like there's going to be a crazy crowd there, by the way. You know the tailgate's going to be insane. But Seawells, we are officially in Seawells, spots 93 to 96. One more time, Seawells, spots 93 to 96, right down the road from Jay's Corner, basically right next to it, and across the street from the Rocket in the fairgrounds. I feel like everybody knows where Seawells is, but in case you don't know, that's exactly where it is. Again, Seawells lot, spots 93 to 96. If you're looking at the Seawells sign from the road, it is on the left side of the building on the concrete in that parking lot. You cannot miss us. We will have the TSUS and Big Cock Club flags flying high and flying proud. You will not be able to miss the tailgate. So again, that is Seawells, spots 93 to 96. We're planning on getting out there, guys, at like 11 or noon. My buddies get out there super early, no matter when kickoff is. So we will be out there all day long. Speaking of Jay's Corner, as most of you probably already know by now, very excited for tomorrow, live pregame show at Jay's Corner, 3 to 4. We'll be outside on the patio again, spending an hour, taking your questions, breaking everything down, giving last-minute thoughts, predictions, all that good stuff live from Jay's Corner. And folks, this is something I'm really excited about, really passionate about, something I dreamed about for quite a while, is doing a live pregame game day show, if you will, making this sort of the college game day for South Carolina fans specifically. And again, I'm so excited, appreciate Jay's Corner and the opportunity to go live from their location. But again, Jay's Corner on the corner, 3 to 4. We will be live. And also, if you cannot be there in person, we will be streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. You guys know the drill at this point. Also, very excited to announce, last announcement, very excited to announce, we have officially booked our plans for next week. And of course, we're focused on this week, but it's never too early to look ahead. I told you guys, we've partnered with Carolina Ale House for the 2021 football season. We've officially got our plans locked in. The graphics have been posted to social media. Next weekend for the South Carolina game against East Carolina. The game is in Greenville, North Carolina, right? Well, we are throwing a watch party at the Carolina Ale House location in downtown Greenville, South Carolina. Yes, folks, we are taking the party on the road to the upstate again. This was something I was very, very passionate about. I told the Carolina Ale House folks, I said, listen, our upstate Gamecocks, they don't get a lot of love. There's a lot of them too. The upstate Gamecocks, they don't get a lot of love. There's not a lot of Gamecock offerings in the upstate. Let's take this freaking show on the road. Let's take it to Carolina Ale House in downtown Greenville. And sure enough, Carolina Ale House listened and delivered. So again, folks, very excited. We'll be live on location, live pregame and postgame show. And of course, we'll watch the Gamecocks take on the Pirates together in a massive, massive week 2 matchup. By the way, and for that one, doors open at 11. Kickoff is at noon. Again, very excited about hanging out with all you and seeing you all out there at Carolina Ale House in downtown Greenville. So again, the events are rocking and rolling. We're still live from Tin Roof each and every single week on Wednesdays. And again, appreciate you all tuning in, continuing to support, because without your love and support, none of this stuff we're doing, by the way, would be possible without you. So again, thank you so much. I cannot say it enough. And thank you, man, for you guys loving sport all throughout the preseason. Because like I said, we made it, man. Kickoff's here. Kickoff is here, literally South Carolina putting toe to leather. The Shane Beamer era is officially beginning tomorrow night at Willoughby, and that's exactly what we're talking about. Let's dive into it. I am locking in my official prediction. South Carolina, Eastern Illinois. Again, the Shane Beamer era officially gets underway. And I'll tell you this first thing, because I want to get to on the field, of course. We broke this thing down yesterday in regards to key matchups, keys to the game, all that good stuff. What a special day tomorrow is going to be. As I sit here looking ahead, I'm obviously, we're all excited for the game itself, right? We're excited for the 60 minutes between the white lines. But I think most would say they are just as excited for, if not more excited for, just the overall experience of the day, the tailgate scene, getting into a packed Willie B, the first 2001 of the Shane Beamer era, the first Gamecocks chant in this new chapter of South Carolina football. Just hearing the fight song, hearing the band, watching warm-ups, seeing the shimmer off that garnet jersey and that white helmet and those white pants, all the little things, the Gamecock walk, seeing the cockabooses. For many of you, you weren't able to come to South Carolina football games last year. And even for those that went, like myself, it was empty. It didn't feel the same. Folks, tomorrow is a celebration in Columbia, South Carolina. And for many reasons, by the way, again, the game on the field, that's why we're showing up. But it's so much bigger than that. It's a celebration of all of us getting to come together again. It's a celebration of us getting to hang out with 80,000 of our closest friends. It's a celebration of us having fellowship and camaraderie and friendship at the tailgate and all around Columbia, South Carolina, and all of Gamecock Nation. Those that like each other, those that don't like each other, those that feel indifferent about each other, coming together as one to cheer on the Gamecocks. What a special day it's going to be. I know I'm looking forward to it. What a special, special day it's going to be. And all of the excitement and all of the emotion and all the positive vibes and all the positive energy and everything Shane Beamer has done in these last 8 or 9 months since he got hired as head coach. Now, like I've told you all preseason, right? We were in the honeymoon phase. I guess we're still enjoying the last hours or so of the honeymoon phase of what Shane Beamer's done, all the positive momentum he's built, all the good vibes and the good feelings. But as I told you and as I warned you all preseason long, hey, South Carolina's going to go have to play football now. They're going to have to go between those white lines and execute. They're going to have to take the roster they have and go win. Well, I could sit here and play the dramatics, which I guess I already have to this point. I could sit here, though, and continue to play the dramatics and try to keep this suspenseful and keep you guys on the edge of your seats in regards to what's going to happen tomorrow night. Oh, goodness. But I'll tell you this. We all know South Carolina is going to win tomorrow night. The question is not if they are going to win. The question is by how much. And I'll tell you this first thing. You really, truly could not have asked for a better season opener and a better debut game for the Shane Beamer era than the one you have. And I know there's people on social media that would disagree. I know there's people that would say, what do you get out of playing a team like this? What do you really benefit? You're not going to learn anything about your team. And those things might all be true. But for a program that has, been through turmoil, that was practically left in ruins by the previous staff, the previous regime, to have a game like this, where, again, guys, I look at tomorrow at Williams-Brice Stadium as so much more than just a game. It is so much more than that. Tomorrow at Williams-Brice Stadium represents the celebration and almost the rebirth of Gamecocks football. It really does. Re-injection of hope and optimism into a fan base that had lost all of that. Again, hope is not a strategy, as my good friend Alex McGrath likes to say. Shout out to Alex. Hope is not a strategy, my friends. But without hope, you have nothing. You have nothing. And this was a fan base that lost all hope. It lost all hope. So I look at this game. Again, you're going to have to go between the white lines and play the football game. Let's actually talk on the field. Of course, the lead storyline offensively, Zeb Nolan, what is he going to do for you? I expect South Carolina, because this is a game, I've said it many times, I'll say it again. This is a name your score type of game for the Gamecocks. This is a game where an empty the bench type of game for South Carolina. And I know many of you, I've heard from many jaded Gamecock fans, Chris, you don't know how much Carolina football I've watched. We're terrible in season openers. You can't trust blah, 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 blah. And guys, I totally understand where you're coming from. And I totally respect and empathize with Gamecock fans that have seen far more South Carolina football than I have and have been disappointed time and time and time again by their team. But guys, I'm telling you, this is a name your score game for South Carolina. The Gamecocks may not be a great team this year. They may not even make a bowl, but they're going to beat Eastern Illinois. And if they execute the fundamentals, all South Carolina needs to do is play a fundamentally sound football game. I don't think, at least early in the game, you're going to see Marcus Satterfield and company ask Zeb Nolan to do too much. Again, that's one of the most intriguing things I'll be watching for in this game is what is the offensive game plan? Because I think most of us look at it and say, well, it's a no-brainer, run the football. And I think especially early, that should be the game plan. Because on both lines of scrimmage, you will be able to bully Eastern Illinois. And that's how you truly break the will of an opponent, right? Whip them at the line of scrimmage. Move the line of scrimmage each and every single snap. That is how you will break their will. And that is how a game will get out of hand very, very quickly, right? We saw it against Charleston Southern in 2019, and I think we could see it here yet again. Now, with that being said, the offensive game plan, why it intrigues me so much. We know the running game is a strength. I doubt Kevin Harris sees the field a ton. I think it'll be the Marshawn Lloyd show. There's a Quandre White, Rashad Amos, et cetera, Juju McDowell, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I think you'll see the running backs flourish, thrive, have a huge game. Would not shock me to see multiple Gamecocks rush for over 100 yards. Guys, I will be disappointed if South Carolina, I think the number is over under. If I had to set it over under 250 rushing yards for South Carolina, they will be able to run at will. I'd expect the Gamecocks to probably average at minimum 7 yards per carry. I'm not even joking. I think 7 to 8 yards per carry. That's a pretty realistic number for the Gamecocks. I'd expect them to break off a few big ones. I think Marshawn Lloyd, again, I think he has a huge game in his first actual game in a South Carolina uniform. My question is this, though, because we all feel like the running game is the known commodity on this offense. The passing game and the receivers, that's the question mark. Jalen Brooks, Josh Vann, DeCarrion Joyner, your starting receivers, and then a host of others behind them. I think it is important. We've been talking all week in regards to, over under 20 passes. And I'm not saying South Carolina is going to go out there and throw it 50 times or that they should do that. But I think you need to incorporate some sort of passing game in this football game. Because here's the thing. If you can't throw the football successfully against EIU, who can you throw the football successfully against? And just because you throw it successfully against EIU doesn't mean you're going to be a great passing team. But you've at minimum got to build some confidence. You've at least got to build confidence to where when you go to Greenville, North Carolina, you go take on ECU, you say to yourself, hey, we can throw it. Or at least we feel like we can throw it. You start to develop confidence for your guys on the outside. Hey, we can make plays. Or maybe a guy even, God forbid, starts to separate himself as the number one option at wide receiver. So I think throwing the football will be very important for that reason. Again, I don't think you have to throw it 50 times to establish that type of confidence. But let's say you run 80 plays, which I think would be awesome. I think you're probably going to run the ball, 45 to 50 of those plays. But getting in 30 passes, if you can, would be very, very nice. Again, for an offense that needs to start to build some consistency and develop some weapons on the outside. Tight ends, I think, will do their thing. Again, offensively, South Carolina will be able to do whatever it wants. And I say that for defensively as well. The defensive line, Otto Coons was sacked 5 times a week ago against Indiana State. What in the world is that Gamecocks defensive front going to do to that poor EIU offensive line? I think the Gamecocks defense, again, a game where you cannot draw conclusions. You can't take anything away from this. If South Carolina wins by 70, it doesn't mean they're an elite football team. It doesn't mean they're a 10-win football team, right? And so if South Carolina's defense pitches a shutout, it doesn't mean they have the best defense in the SEC, right? But the same actually principle applies to the defense. I think this is a game where you can use this to build confidence. And that's the point I'm trying to make. This game is all about South Carolina. We can break down EIU's roster if you guys like. We talked key matchups yesterday. But South Carolina out-athletes EIU from top to bottom. There is no question. They've got more size. They've got more speed. They got more depth, believe it or not. They just have better players all the way around, and you should. EIU is an FCS school from the Ohio Valley Conference. And I think the Gamecocks will do that. And then that comes back to Shane Beamer and Clayton White and Marcus Satterfield. Because we talked about the spread on Wednesday, and we talked about the gambling side of this thing. And OddsShark releasing a line, Gamecocks are a 42.5-point favorite. 42.5. And so if you take the Gamecocks to cover, what you are saying is, okay, the second and third stringers are going to play just as well, if not better. I probably wouldn't say better, but just as well, and have just as much success as the starters do or did. You're banking on the backups having success as well and continuing to keep things rolling. As I told you guys before, you have to think about this from the perspective of Shane Beamer. This is not only the Gamecocks season opener. This is not only his season opener and season debut as Gamecocks head coach. This is his debut as a head coach. So I have to think selfishly, Shane Beamer wants to give Gamecock fans something to crow about. Shane Beamer wants to give fans a reason to celebrate and keep the positive energy and positive momentum going. For that reason, I don't see Shane Beamer taking the foot off the gas pedal. I just don't see him doing that. I don't think you're going to see South Carolina be conservative in this one. Marcus Satterfield and Clayton White both made the point, hey, we haven't earned the right to hold anything back. And you have to think, certainly, they're not going to call the entire playbook, right? They're not going to call the entire playbook. But I do think you'll see South going to use this game as a game to build confidence, to build momentum. Because what you want going into week 2, again, not drawing any conclusions from EIU, but if nothing else, at least if you go out, take care of your business, get a blowout win. If you're up, say, 35-0 at half, and you can empty the bench and get a bunch of guys playing time, everybody has something to feel good about going into a pivotal matchup against East Carolina. So like I said, offensively, I do think South Carolina comes out early, establishes the running game early. I think you'll see South Carolina run the football early and often. I think they will pick and choose their spots to throw the football. Like I said, I think it is important in this football game to get the passing game going and at least establish some confidence with your guys on the outside in the passing game as a whole. I think Zeb Nolan will play well. I think he will run the offense efficiently and effectively, exactly as Shane Beamer and Satterfield want. I think that all of the quarterbacks basically will play. I think it'll be interesting to see how many of them. I would expect multiple quarterbacks to play, no doubt. I think at minimum you will see both Brown and Gauthier. Does Connor Jordan get in? That is the question. And I think defensively, the Gamecocks defensive line, again, are they the best defensive line in the SEC? I'm not willing to say that, but they're pretty damn good. And they feature a slew of guys that are going to be playing on Sundays. And the EIU offensive line, simply no match. I mean, again, they gave up 5 sacks last week to Indiana State. I don't know what the single game record for sacks is for South Carolina, but damn it, it could be pushed. It could be pushed this weekend. I think you will see the Gamecocks force a few turnovers due to that pressure from the defensive line. Otto Kuhns is going to have somebody in his back pocket all night long. I wouldn't be surprised to see a defensive score. I wouldn't be surprised to see a special team score, by the way. Overall, simply put, this game is all about South Carolina. The only way, and I'm not trying to speak it into existence, but the only way this game at any point could be uncomfortably close, for example, 17-7 at half, or just something stupid like that. The only way that could happen is if the Gamecocks put the football on the ground, turnovers, make stupid mistakes, dumb penalties, and shoot themselves in the foot. Beat themselves. That's the only way this game will be uncomfortably close. I think you will see a laser-focused team. I think everyone, the biggest thing will be controlling the emotions, and I talked about that yesterday with the keys to the game. You know, it's going to be an emotional night. There's no question. The beginning of a new era. I want to see a team that's locked in from the opening snap and is focused on handling its business. I think you will see that as much as there will be emotions flying around. I think Shane Beamer will have his team locked in, ready to go. And I think Coach Beamer and this entire coaching staff and this football team, they want to get this era started off on a positive note and with a bang. And for that reason, I see the Gamecocks winning in blowout fashion. Like I told you guys, the only side you can go in this one, if you're going to bet on it, is Gamecocks 42.5. I just think Shane Beamer, selfishly, as a head coach, folks, he wants to have a hell of a debut. He wants to have an impressive debut. He wants to put on a show for the South Carolina faithful, and I think he will do that again. The Gamecocks will do whatever they want, and it's a name-your-score game for South Carolina. And the score I've got locked in, I've got the Gamecocks taking care of business, getting the first one of the Shane Beamer era. Give me South Carolina 56, Eastern Illinois 10. So a 46-point win for the Gamecocks, which would cover the 42.5-point spread. I know some of you are thinking, Chris, what are you talking about? That's literally, 8 touchdowns for South Carolina? I understand. The score may be big. But again, guys, South Carolina, does a score like that mean they're going to go win 7 or 8 games this year? No. Is South Carolina one of the best teams in the SEC? Absolutely not. Are they even going to finish in the top 3 or 4 of the SEC? Maybe not. But damn it, they are better than Eastern Illinois by a mile, and the Gamecocks will kick that ass tomorrow night at Williams-Brice Stadium. So again, lock me in. I've got Gamecocks 56, the Eastern Illinois Panthers 10. I think it's going to be a very, very, very fun night for those in Garnet and Black, and really a game, like I said, guys, that I think will symbolize the celebration of the start of a new era in Columbia, South Carolina. So again, guys, that's going to do it all for me. I'm locked in. Gamecocks 56, EIU 10. Would love to hear your thoughts, your predictions, things you want to see from the Gamecocks tomorrow night as the Shane Beamer era begins. Folks, we made it. Kickoff is here. Thank you again so much for your love and your support throughout the preseason. Each and every single day, you guys continue to tune in, continue to support through the dog days of August and the hot days of summer and the days of June and July when we thought kickoff would never get here. We made it. Congratulations. Pat yourself on the back. Again, folks, quick reminder, Halls tonight, 5 o'clock. We'll be out there live 6 to 7. If you cannot come, we will be streaming it live, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Tomorrow, tailgate at Seawells, the official TSUS tailgate, spots 93 to 96, folks. I would love to meet each and every single one of you. The tailgate is free. It is open to everyone. Come on out. Just make sure you're wearing Garnet and Black and you bring a good time with you. Also, Jay's Corner, 3 to 4, pregame show, live game day show. Would love to have you guys coming out there. I will be taking questions, comments, everything else. I'd love to hear from you all. Also, streaming that as well on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Let's have a freaking weekend. What a weekend to have a weekend, folks. Appreciate you all tuning in. Hope to see you all this weekend, and I'll leave you with this, folks. Go Cox, beat EIU, and we'll talk to you on Monday.